children, there are some things that we shouldn't talk about. This isn't one of those things. You know how, there's been a lot of talk about change lately. You hear it from Obama a lot. You hear it from, well, you heard it from John McCain. You hear it on the news. You hear it all around you. And that's not the change I'm talking about. I'm talking about two types of change. I'm talking about a vast cultural movement that is out of your hands and is out of the people's hands. I'm talking about the event that will shape your life and give you something to fucking talk to your grandkids about. Oh yeah, I was shot through 9/11, blah blah blah. No, this is 10 times better than that shit. I don't want to offend anyone, but what I want to talk about is the North American Union. Now, for the 99% of you who don't know, you live in North America, I'm assuming. If you live in the United States of America, you're in North America. It's a continent, it's also a country. Fuck you. It's part of a continent. And that's my point here. It's part of a continent. But what the North American Union is, if you know what union means, it's like united. And there are a few countries in North America. There's Canada, there's Mexico, and there's the United States. Those are 3 big ones. And within your lifetime, maybe not your parents' lifetime, but within your lifetime and your kids' lifetime, you will live to see the United States as you know it disappear. Now, this is both a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is, we have a really cool sounding, what's it called, leadership, I guess you'd call it, or a continent now, or country, or union, yeah. We have the North American Union. I've never been so proud to live on a rock. I've never actually been proud to live within the lines that people have drawn for me on my rock. I've just been proud to live on the rock. And so what this implies is that we will switch to a new currency, a new form of money. We're going to still use paper money, but we're going to use something called an Amero, which essentially works how our money does. Nothing special or different. It just doesn't look as cool as ours does. It's essentially like a dollar bill that's like white and gray that has a big A on it in a circle. I think that's pretty lame, but I hope they update that. The politicians will deny this for now because they don't want to set you motherfuckers who are so afraid of not being able to cling to your American flags anymore. And they don't want you guys to start a mass riot. Which is why they haven't come out in public with this. They've shipped over 3 billion Ameros to China to try to pay off our debt before we start anew, fresh. But, now the problems with this. I mean, sure, we're more united and everything, and I'm sure most of you watching this won't see anything wrong with merging with Canada and Mexico. I mean, hey, the Canadians and Mexicans are great, but think about this. In all of Europe, they're united now, right? The European Union. And you know what's going to happen? The Pacific Union. And the African Union. The Asian Union. And then you know what happens? Those unions, they join in. So imagine you have 2 halves of the planet, and they're all separated into 5 little groups, but they're not really 10 groups, but this is a metaphor. And then They say, hey, look at you, and they pretend to be happy and hug each other. And they don't let go for a few thousand years. That's essentially what we're going to do. We are going to be a one-world society, a one-world government, and essentially, the human race, there won't be Americans, there won't be Chinese, there won't be Polish. You'll be a human. And there's a few things good about this and a few things bad about this. One, for example, political dissidents, rebels, outcasts. How are they supposed to fight against the world government? You have no voice against the fucking world. You think you have no voice in North America as it is? Or even California? Or Pennsylvania? You think you have no voice now? You're in a part of a country. You're not even in the planet yet. And you think that you don't have a voice. Just wait. They won't even need your vote anymore. They will run you. They're also going to implant us with microchips and sell it as a, well, you know, it's a security issue, and airports and bombs and Islam and that sort of bullshit. At least that's how they're gonna sell it. Type up a few pictures of Osama bin Laden, which they won't catch, and say, look at him, you don't want your family to die, do you? And that's how they'll sell it. They plant it in your head, back of your neck, or something. I'm gonna show you a picture I drew. It's not very good, but it gets my point across quite well. Here it is. As you can see, in all the O's in this picture, except the world part, it has an A in it, symbolizing the Amero's logo. And across the North American continent is a big NAU, the North American Union. Americans, Mexicans, Canadians, welcome to your future. It's safe here. I'm Rasputin433, thinking for you and talking about things you might find interesting. See you later, kids.
I wanna see the Constitution burn. Wanna watch the White House overturn. Wanna witness some blue blood bleed red. Wanna come and lead the KKK. Wanna pull into the NRA. Yeah.